when you think about what the client, what you really do for the clients, what you really make happen, what you enable, what you make possible, it's not about digital, and it is about digital and all that other stuff. But what is it that's really going on out there?
This is such an exciting time because of all the touch points. It's all about engagement. I mean, yesterday I sat in a couple of the panels and I did not hear it enough. I mean, everything that we do is about that. You know, Kathy Cripps, who's the president of the PR Council, is in the room today, and she can tell you, I mean, the walls are coming down for our discipline. You know, there are many agencies like ours that don't really want to describe ourselves as a public relations agency because it has, I believe, the wrong point of view with a number of senior marketers. Regardless of the discipline, it's all about the engagement. And the fact that the discipline of public relations has for so many years been in that position to engage in that dialogue in the earned space. But that in and of itself is not going to allow for true engagement that's going to lead, you know, to a choice purchasing decisions. It's going to require a very different mindset. And that's when I go back to strategy and the infusion of strategic brand planners who deeply understand the mindset of that audience you're trying to engage. And that's what we've been trying to do.
Tony, where did you start when you were starting to think about the need to reinvent your agency, and how did you start?
Well, for us, it happened a year and a half before we were about to take over the day-to-day operations of our firm. You know, we had been in existence for 15 years at the time. We were a sports publicity shop, and what I decided to do was pull together the future partners and owners of the firm and ask them if they were pleased with the work that we were delivering, the space that we were in. And most wanted what you hear from so many public relations professionals. You know, we want that seat at the table. You know, we want to sit there with the other marketing disciplines. We want to lead the strategic discussion. Well, that sounds great. And I think for many of you in this room who want to indeed be in that position, you have to do what we did, which was take a step back, lift up the hood and say, are you actually built to deliver this? You know, this is not a situation, in my opinion, where, you know, the senior marketers, the CMOs are keeping the PR firms out of the room. It's that when they invited them in, like they invited Taylor in 5, 8, 10 years ago, what were we saying? Yeah. We weren't saying anything that was relevant to them. So for us, it was clearly about, you know, looking at the end game, which was putting ourselves in the position to be truly a brand counselor and a marketing communications partner and figure out what we need to put in place. And for us, because we had 55 professionals at the time that were all about the public relations discipline, we went and hired, you know, one step at a time, 45 professionals who knew nothing about the public relations discipline. You know, first step for us was going to Worthland Worldwide and Yankelovich and pulling in professionals from there to help us think a little differently. Once we had that foundation, an appreciation for research, we were then able to attract strategic brand planners. And but this is a very, very long process. I mean, you had, you know, that model that you put up from John Carter. I'm not sure if any of you have really studied Carter's principles, but you know, when he came out with Leading Change, I think it was around 95 or 96, best-selling book, he outlined the 8 reasons why transformation efforts fail. Think about that for a moment. Why they fail. Because all of those steps that Lori took you through, and again, it looks great on paper, but we lived through this. The challenges, the sacrifice, the commitment to take each and every step culturally, making sure that everybody is behind that vision, being able to articulate that plan. I think you said it earlier about, Aaron, that it's about simplicity. You need to make sure that your model and your vision can be articulated and understood by those who you expect to help you with that transformation. And there are many difficult decisions along the way. You know, for us, it included having to make personnel changes of people who have been with us, you know, for more than 20 years. But John Carter will tell you, if you have individuals who are not in alignment, full alignment with that model and that vision, you must take that necessary and very difficult step. Mm-hmm. So, you know, I think it's something that everybody must study. You must be very, very clear about what the outcome is going to look like, and there must be small victories along the way that you can share with your people. It's not going to happen overnight. I mean, we said in 2004 that we wanted to be an agency that only worked with a select group of category-leading consumer brands. We said that when at the time, we had 75 clients, $8 million in revenue, 55 professionals. We couldn't be a partner to many of those clients. It was all transactional. So little by little, we followed this vision. We made the necessary decisions. We walked away from the wrong client partners. And I am very pleased to say that today we do have 15 client partners, all leaders in the consumer space. But this didn't come without a lot of pain. And yesterday, sitting in on your panel, Lori, I was scratching my head a little bit, to be honest with you, because you had a number of established agencies here before this audience. And they were talking about compensation models, and they were speaking glowingly about saying no. Well, that's great for the established organizations to do that. But for a lot of agencies our size, the way we were in 2004, 2005, that's not always an option. So these necessary steps that you have to take to transform your organization will one day put you in that position to choose, to decide who you want to align yourself with and who you don't.
What feeds the beast? Most people who are responsible for innovation or drive innovation or consider themselves innovators have something they do, something they spend time with, or something they read or dip into now and then to kind of feed the beast. It's a source of their ideas.
I'd have to go back to, believe it or not, McKinsey Quarterly. And I'm not sure if many of you in this room religiously review this particular outlet, but you get the wrong impression. You think that you're just having material dumped on you on a quarterly basis, when indeed, every 5 minutes on McKinsey's Facebook page, you can see incredible reaction to some of the true thought leaders within our industry and outside of our discipline. Dominic Barton will put something out, and immediately you'll see the CEO of Unilever coming right back at him. So to be able to take this in on a daily basis is quite stimulating. But from a pure marketing perspective, just over the last month and a half or so, you can probably find 10 to 15 pieces on branding, on innovation, on behavior within the workplace, which is so critical to the topic we're discussing today in transformation. It's so much more about the next product or the next offering, and you'll learn so much more about behavior and culture as well as capitalism.